The Time Portal. Chapter 2. The next day, Theodore got up from the bed in which he was laying in. The doctor was lying next to him. "How are you doing today, Theodore?" "I'm doing fine, doctor. What has happened in the time that I have been asleep? Has anything important been found out about me?" "No, I'm afraid to say that we have not been able to find your records anywhere." "Oh, well, what will happen to me now that there is no place for me to go? Will they take me off to the gallows?" Theodore shuddered at the thought of being hung, for in his eyes there was nothing worse than being put to death by hanging. He had almost been hung before they had found the time portal in the dungeon. The doctor smiled and said, "No, they will not take you off to jail or to the gallows." With that, Theodore smiled and laid back in his bed. "We'll have to find out where you came from, plus a little more information about yourself. Would you mind filling out some forms for us?" "No, I would not mind at all. I will do anything that I must, so that I will not get in trouble with this law or the king." "What king? We have no king right now. The king died a long time ago. But I can say that the queen would never do such a thing as to put you in jail. Our society is very tame since the death of King Windsor, for it was not until he died that we had at least one full month of peace." Once again, Theodore was glad that he would not be harmed by the queen because of not having a place to go after he left the hospital. After a long time of talking with the doctor, Theodore felt a little more welcome to this strange new time. A little bit later, the doctor left the room. Theodore felt that he was in good hands. He turned on the box that was before him and began to watch it. A cartoon about a cat and mouse was on. Soon, Theodore fell asleep. After a long amount of time had passed by, a nurse came in the room. She went over to Theodore. She then bent over and whispered into his ear, "Wake up." Theodore woke up with a start. That voice! It was familiar. Nah, it was just a trick. The voice came again. "Theodore, wake up!" Theodore woke up with a start. This time Theodore knew it wasn't his imagination. He turned around and found that the voice was indeed Calazar. "What are you doing here? How did you find—" Theodore was cut off by a finger that was put to Calazar's mouth. "I will answer all your questions when we get out of this medical place. Hurry up and get dressed before someone finds out that you're gone." Theodore jumped out of bed and got dressed very fast. When he had finished, Calazar left his nurse's outfit on the bed. He then opened the door over so slightly to make sure that the coast was clear. "Now," Calazar said as he came out of the room, followed by Theodore. They walked with haste to the stairwell. They went down the stairs and down the hall to where the exit was. Just as they were going out, the doctor that was with Theodore earlier that morning saw them and came rushing over to the two men. "What do you think you're doing? Who is this man that you're with? Do you want me to call the authorities on you? Get back to your room, Theodore, right this instant." The doctor froze in mid-sentence. Calazar had frozen everybody in the hospital. "That should take care of them until we have gone," said Calazar as he began to walk out of the hospital. "No, wait," Theodore said quickly. "I cannot leave the doctor here without explaining why I'm leaving. We must not let anyone know where you have been, or where you actually come from. They will tell other people, who will not be so kind. Then we will lose everything, for then we will have scientists and historians on our back for a whole month while we wait to go back to our own time." "I understand, but Dr. Brooks is different. He wouldn't tell a soul about us. Please believe me." "Oh, all right. We will take him with us. Just let me put a spell on everyone so that he will come without a struggle. Beams of sun and dirt of earth, have Dr. Brooks come to our birth." With the cantation said, everyone went back to what they were doing. Wait a minute. No, scratch that. I think I'll go with you to wherever your friend lives. One moment, please. The doctor went over to the welcome counter. He talked to the receptionist and then went back over to Theodore and Calazar. Let us leave now. Calazar, followed by Theodore and Dr. Brooks, went across town to a group of old, worn-down buildings. Well, this is where we'll be staying, said Calazar. The trio went upstairs in the building and went into a small room. End of chapter 2. Once again, if you're starting in the middle of this is a multi-part video of a story that I wrote back in 1989 for a journal for English. I enjoyed writing journals much better if they were stories instead of memoirs and such. But anyway, I hope that you're enjoying this story, and next week will come chapter 3. Until then, I hope you all have a great evening, day, good night, good morning, whatever you're having. Enjoy it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.